Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Adam. Welcome back to the PC Gaming Brotherhood. And yeah, GTA 6 Trailer 2 has launched. It launched early May. A surprise dump it was from Rockstar, just after they announced that they were delaying the game back to May the 26th, 2026, which May the 26th is the date that actor Ray Liotta died. So it looks like they're paying tribute to the very first voice actor, famous voice actor that, you know, voiced in GTA 3, which is the kind of like the first GTA that really kind of stepped up the game. Now, I've watched everybody react to this trailer, and I wasn't initially going to do this because, you know, there are hundreds of videos. Even ex-Rockstar employees and devs have sort of done their own take on it. And I thought, well, there's no need for me to do this. And obviously I did that video where we looked at the website, which eventually crashed on me because probably everybody was accessing it, which has got some really fantastic pictures of not only characters, you know, the main characters, but also the locations, and really shows us the detail that Rockstar are going to for GTA 6. Now, the reason I am doing this now is because after watching so many of these reaction and breakdowns and all this, there's a few things that I see that no one's talking about, which is quite interesting. Some of it relating to the PC, because obviously Rockstar haven't, you know, said that this is coming to PC on the day of launch. In fact, they said it will come almost a year after the console launch. And at the end of this trailer, it does say that this was played on a PlayStation, and it'll be coming to PlayStation and Xbox on the day of launch, which means it won't be till possibly 2027 that the PC users get to play it. And the reason for it being delayed is because, and this is what an ex-Rockstar dev has said, is that they focus on the console because they believe that's where the majority of the sales will be sold. And so they focus solely on the console, and then once that's done, they can then shift to the PC to get, you know, do it justice, to do it properly, to port over, you know, everything. And, you know, PC, there's a lot more things, you know, that can go wrong, and so it needs more attention on it. And at the end of the day, a PlayStation 5, the architecture is much like Windows, you know. In fact, the hardware on a PlayStation 5, if you've got a 1080 Ti or better, you're going to have no problem playing this game at 30 FPS. But nobody wants to really play at 30 FPS on the PC. They want 60 FPS plus. So that means a lot of optimization to make sure that it will be able to play with even more features than the console will get, and I'm sure it will, the ability to play at 60 FPS. So I'm going to take the trailer, we're going to play it very slowly, and there's a few things I want to point out that I think are really interesting here that no one's really, you know, talked about. So yeah, the one thing that really strikes me with this is notice Jason, the main guy. Not only his hair, but his skin. Super detailed, you know, much better than Red Dead Redemption 2. But notice how there's different grades of color to his skin, as if, you know, he's been sunburned. I mean, look at that shot. Bloody hell. That's gorgeous, that is. You know, the environment is clearly a massive upgrade, even over Red Dead 2, which was amazing in itself. Look at the gritty grime on all the cars, you know, here. It is absolutely beautiful. The skin, like, not only the luminescence, but the reflection of the sweat, the perspiration, you know. The fine hair details that are on the arms here as well. Hair physics is been ramped up, but not only that, it's the skin. If you notice Jason, he has different grades of skin burn in this trailer, as well as hair colors. He's got darker brown hair here. Look at that bod. I mean, God. You've got different, like a brown color here, but then in other scenes, he's got blonde hair, like he's been in the sun quite a lot. So I really do think that being in the sun is going to affect your appearance, just like in San Andreas. If you ate fat food, you got fat. Now this right here, I believe, is the end of a cutscene, and when he opens this door, you'll notice that he stands still. I reckon the gameplay would be taken off right about here. Obviously they cut through. This whole trailer, by the way, is made of cutscenes, but as we know from Red Dead 2 and even GTA 5 to a degree, the cutscenes and gameplay are seamless in terms of the quality. So this is a good representation. Look at that hair there on his arm, and the reflections are real-time clearly and better than GTA 5, but the cutscenes and gameplay are literally interchangeable, you know. Now, did you see the watch as well that he had on? So, you know, being able to tell the exact time on your watch without having to look at your phone is going to be a thing. Let me see if I can slow this down a little bit more. Like, this looks absolutely, you know, gorgeous. The sun as it bounces through these two, like, and then it's kind of like here you'll notice it's a lot more faded, but here by their feet it's a lot more sharper. Like, clearly the ray tracing for lighting and reflections has been completely ramped up. But not only that, look at the PBR there on the wall, the very, you know, the light just sort of trickling on the surface. The detail of these textures has been insanely updated. Now keep an eye on his shirt. Look, notice all the creases and the way that the shirt folds and bends as the characters move. Like, the creasing of the clothes has also had a massive upgrade. Look, you got a moving car here, and I'm not sure if they're animated on that train car, but I did notice that cloth simulation, the creases in clothes is a lot better detailed. Basically everything about GTA 5 has been given a massive upgrade. The worn leather look on his dashboard here, you know, look at the wing mirror with the reflections, and you'll notice that the light is also reflected when the car, you know, does that the lights thing. Now I don't believe that this trailer like, it's in 4K, okay? Obviously, you're watching at 1080p, but I don't believe they captured at 4K. I do believe that they captured at either 1080p or 2K and then upscaled to 4K for this trailer. Most likely, they captured at 1440p, you know, and 30 FPS for this trailer, and then upscaled it to 4K and 60 FPS. That is what I believe, but, like, everything, like even the dirt and grime here, it's just much more believable. Now here we go. Here you can see the sunburntness to his face here in this trailer a lot, in this shot, a lot better than it was before. It looks like over time you will be getting sunburn, and your hair color may change the more you stay in the sun. You know, that is all a factor now, as well as probably weight gain, you know, and the change of your, you know, your avatar, your person, your character as you play the game. Look at the reflections in his glasses. So, like, there's no point now saying look at this, look at that, because everything, like every single frame of this, you could pause and just marvel over. Like, even this book here, I'm sure is probably legible, but here we go, the fine cloth thread detail. You can see individual threads of that cloth. That's the level of detail they've gone to, you know. Obviously, with the advances of hardware and software, you know, they can do a lot more than they did back in 2013. GTA 5 is more likely 2010 type of architecture in terms of its, but it's had upgrades over the years, so currently right now it is more modern. But when it got released, it was like half of what we see here. You know, we're seeing literally double. The way the clothes hang off the bodies and follow the contour of their bodies. Like, everybody notices a lot of butt shots, but notice the cloth hanging off that, and the way that the body, the muscles, their skin jiggle, you know, and little minute characteristics of human anatomy that have been put in, and that is what I'm excited about. The very like the jiggle, you know, is in there. Rockstar Games presents blitzing the world for their money. Like, everyone's gonna buy this. Like, so here you'll notice that when she gets on top, there is a slight little jiggle, but look at the clothes and the way that they contort and conform to her body. It's like very subtle. There you go, there's the jiggle. Very subtle, but it is there. The way the hair is lashing around is so much more advanced than any game current, you know. This is miles ahead of any game currently possible, you know. The hair, the way it waves around, look at the color and the casting. I mean, I'm falling victim myself. Look at this, look at that, you know. But it's true, like everything. Now, in terms of what, like, you're gonna do, this clearly, I think this trailer is in sequence for the events of the game. You start off as Jason, you know, and you play, like, there might be a prologue cutscene about Lucia and how she ended up in prison, but then you play as Jason, and it's just life in Florida, basically, life in Vice City. And then, you know, you get the phone call, she's up for parole. Okay, let's go get her. She comes back, she tries to get integrated in, and, you know, something happens, I think, that pushes her to need money. And then, you know, the old life of crime comes back. Let's do a job. And so the first heist is probably much like a bank heist. Oh, look at that. Much like from GTA 5, but because it went so well and so easy, it was like easy money. There is now a little bit of a taste for it. And, you know, you get introduced most likely to bumping over convenience stores, which you can do on the regular, running packages, doing jobs for other people, and obviously going to be able to buy property and sort of work your way up to just having shitloads of money. Now, GTA 5 really did focus on the money. In the logo, it was like the dollar bill look, you know. This doesn't do that, you know. This has a much more tropical vibe. Like, there is no real sort of in the logo and the font a indication of gameplay like there has been in the past. So I think this is gonna be a much more Bonnie and Clyde situation, yeah, bouncing between the two characters. I don't think there'll be a third person to bounce to unless you want to play as that FBI agent. Like, that's probably your third character, so you could go after them most likely as an FBI character and play the police routine, or you can do the Bonnie and Clyde and play after these two. I just love the way the skin fold, like the clothes, they fold, they hang, and they move so natural. Like, you know, as the body contorts, so does the very fine, look at the sequence on this, so does the very fine sequence. Like, that right there is the money shot, you know, not for her ass, but for the way the dress is contorting over it, you know. Everything in the background is also legit, man. Like, this is probably a more so a 3D world now than GTA 5 was. It's just out, see, now he's got proper sunburnt here, over here. This is what I mean. So it's yeah, this is where they Bonnie and Clyde it, I reckon. Let's do it, you know. Nightclubs, go into nightclubs, I can't wait, you know. Maybe even owning a nightclub. This one says 19. The lighting, the reflections, the atmosphere, the hair, the skin, you know, the physics of cloth, everything is just way beyond Red Dead Redemption 2. And yo, homie, I mean, look at this dude. The skin on this, the luminosity of the skin is amazing. That hair, that afro hair is just next level. This is gonna push other game developers higher, but for the PC, you know, it's I think gonna be more accessible to a lot of people than people realize. I do believe that, you know, you're not gonna have to need a supercomputer to play this. I think they're gonna really optimize it to run even like on a 1080 Ti. Like I got a 3090, I got no worries about playing this at full max graphics. It's going to handle it because this is going to design for modern GPUs. This is designed for the 40 series, the 50 series, you know. Yeah, I reckon definitely you get caught up in the law somehow. I don't know if that's Jason or not, but you get caught up in the law. Probably have to go and be a rat boy to the FBI. Maybe even that's why you're hanging out with Lucia. Maybe you're a rat for her. Like, the FBI are watching her. It's definitely, this looks a game made by Michael Bay. It's what it looks like, you know? Like, but yeah, the one thing I've noticed is his hair color changes drastically through the film, and he gets major suntan. Look at that belly hair on that dude then. You know, her hair physics are just amazing, the way they naturally hang everywhere. He honestly looks like Matthew Fox from Lost, doesn't he? I know people say he looks like Paul Walker, but now he looks like Matthew Fox from Lost. And she looks like Michelle Rodriguez. Boom! Look at that fire. The fire, the smoke effects, mate, girls, boys, everything. That girl was doing a slut drop then. Here we go, two girls roughing it out. Booty shot. Look at this atmospheric from the light and the sparks from the safe. It's just detailed to an insane level, you know. I'm really looking forward to playing this on PC, and I'm really looking forward to getting the guide whenever that becomes available, you know. But just exploring the world. I don't care about the gameplay. I just want to explore the world. I just want to walk around and soak up the advances of the atmosphere of the world they've built from GTA 5, you know, and Red Dead 2. Although, you know, Red Dead 2 is set in a Western theme. This is modern day. Everything's run down, though. Everything's dirty. Look at the car. Look at the mods on that car there. Whoa. See, the thing is with Vice City is because it's like got the 80s vibe, the colors are just perfect for really showcasing that color. You know, the pink, the blue, the reds, the greens. It's just perfect for looking beautiful. Look at the print on that money. The money shot. Hey, he reminds me of Tiger King. Hey up, PlayStation controller. Wow. Rip Microsoft. They got a PlayStation controller in the game, guys. Even Jason is playing a PS5. You know. Although I don't see the console anywhere. It's got a stack of games right here and the seagulls taking off. Look at this. Honestly, there is going to be bikinis everywhere. The beer is flowing. I haven't seen any drugs yet. Like, I've seen no one coked up or taking it, you know. It's alcohol. It's bootlegging. There you go. That's not strictly a PlayStation controller, but there's two of them. But yeah, it's closer to the PlayStation than it is the Xbox. Rockstar are on the PlayStation wagon. Look at the rug here, the way it contorts. The one thing I really did notice as well is the way, like in the pool scene, the way the reflections in the pool when the guy is or the girl is in the pool, and you can see like everything contorting beneath the water, you know. So like it really does have, you know, like the light and then is refracted and affected by the water surface and the ripples and on the bottom of the pool like that. It's just insane detail, you know. Yeehaw, look at that. Ride 'em, cowboy. This is a lot more different than the first trailer, I gotta say. There is a clear advancement. Look at that light. That is dirty. Look at the reflections. It's super dirt, this is. This is absolute gorgeous. Like every single frame is just absolutely heaven. PDPE6. What does that mean? Megamundo? Megamundo. Look at all the window. Like, it's much more easy to see inside office buildings now. And I'm pretty sure... Ooh, look at the jiggle on that. I'm pretty sure every building is explorable in this game, much more so. But guys, I seriously don't think you need to worry, because if it can run on a PlayStation 5, and not the Pro, but the PlayStation 5, then, you know, a 20 series card is going to have no problem. A 30 series is going to have no problem. 40, 50, you're laughing. You're going to be able to run this thing. This is going to be a GPU more so heavy than a CPU game. So the better the GPU, the faster it can run, the more VRAM it has, the better experience you're going to have. CPU is just going to take care of a lot of things in the background, but it's mainly going to be running off your GPU. It's a DirectX 12 run game, you know. This is using the latest Unreal Engine variant, like their own version of it. Like this is legit, man. And I can't wait. This will be the final video game I ever purchase. It will bookend my video game playing. This will. Like, I will buy games up until the release of this, but then after that, I'm just going to play what I've got. Because this is the game to end all games, in my opinion. Like, anyway, that's pretty much it. The trailer is great. It's going to do gangbusters. Everybody's going to buy it. I'll get the PC version. And thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this trailer. And I do believe we'll get another trailer. I do believe we will have a trailer 3 or a gameplay trailer either between October to February leading up. You will get another trailer, guys. Definitely. Anyway, I'm off. Take care. Peace out.